Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of the Charlie B podcast. My name is Charlene, better known as Charlie B, and I am so glad that you took out the time to join me. Tonight in the studio, I have a very special guest. You know, all my guests are special, but this young lady jumped in the hoop last minute because it is October. Not only is it Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you all know that my sister Tony is a survivor, and we did a breast cancer walk on Sunday, and we'll be talking to Tony real soon. But tonight we're going to be talking about depression. October is also Depression Awareness Month. And we know that the society that we live in today, a lot of people are suffering from depression. So tonight I have a very special guest. Her name is Brandi Esters. She is a therapist, and I'm going to let her take a moment to introduce herself. Brandi, say hello to the peoples.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Brandi Esters. I'm a school psychologist based here in New Jersey. I'm also an entrepreneur. I have a side hustle. It's a event decorating and
Yes.
balloon art business that I started a few years ago. So I kind of do both right now: school psychology and then my event business.
I love this. So you said balloon art. Do you do the arches?
Yes, that's my favorite thing, the arches. But I
That's
also
a lot of work.
it is, it is,
Huh.
and you don't realize it until you do it. It's
Right.
a lot of work, a lot of planning, a lot of organizing. Um, but that's all the things that I love, really.
Hey, listen, I know who to call for my next party, for my next event.
Absolutely.
Let's jump right into this to depression awareness. I know that we both talked very briefly about our own experiences as kids with depression. I don't want to tell your age, but I'm 53, so that was way years ago. I don't know why I always sound like I'm in my 90s. It
Mhm.
just feels good to say I'm old. I don't know, but as growing up, I went through a lot as a child. Today, society is so much different than it was when I was growing up, and I can't imagine what you see, what therapists see. So first, let me ask you, what caused you to want to go into therapy, and what are you seeing now that doesn't have you running for the hills like I'm out of here?
Right.
Okay.
So, um, so when I was in high school, I knew to, I wanted to be a teacher, actually. Like
A
I thought
teacher?
a teacher. I wanted to
Oh,
be a teacher. I loved teachers. I love playing teacher. I love playing school. At my house, we used to have this playroom, and me and my sister, I would have her in there. I would teach her things. I would have
uh-huh.
homework. I would make her lunch. I would give her recess. She
Oh
probably
my
it.
gosh.
She
She's
probably
how old? How much younger is she?
she's 3 years younger than me.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
So I'm 29. She's 26.
Love it.
But yeah, it was like school boot camp at my house. And then as I got older, I kind of was like, uh, do I really want to like be with kids all day?
Right.
In a classroom with kids all day. Nothing against kids. I love them dearly. They're my favorite.
Right.
But it got to a point where I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? And I've always loved psychology. Like I've always loved like the brain and like
Right.
learning how the brain works. And I was always very like in touch with my emotions too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so when I came across, just looking up like different fields for psychology, I came across school psychology and I'm like, oh, wait, this sounds like
Wow.
amazing.
Okay.
Um, and then it took me a while, but I learned. So a school psychologist basically is somebody who works with students, families, and teachers to support the social, emotional, and academic well-being of kids. So that means that I help identify learning challenges or mental health challenges, I can provide counseling or like coping strategies. And it's a lot of collaboration with like the teachers and the parents just to
Right.
make sure that students are supported and, that they have what they need to
Right.
succeed in school and out of school.
That is really, I love that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I had a school psychologist when I was in school. I probably did. I just never knew
No.
where. I probably should have been down there a lot more.
And it's so funny because, like, same at my high school, didn't know her at all, didn't realize we had one, and then when I
Oh
went
no.
to college, I got my bachelor's in psychology at William
Right.
Patterson University, and then I got my master's and my educational specialist degree at Rowan,
Nice.
and during that, I had to do basically a year-long internship.
Mhm.
Ended up doing my internship at my high school that I went to with the school psychologist that was at my school when I was in high school.
Get
Never.
out of here.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you say hi? My name is Brandi. Who are you? Or did you know the person was there?
The thing is, I knew her because I've seen her before, but I never knew what she did.
Wow.
In school, I'm not, you
I
don't know.
have to ask my friend Dinita. She probably knew everybody in the school. So I'm going to reach out. I really want to know.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much every school should have them because a lot of what we do is we work with special ed. So, if it's a school that has special ed, like a special ed population,
Oh, okay. So,
um,
okay, I got it. So, yeah,
okay, yeah.
that probably is why we didn't know. So, if it was for special ed student, but it wasn't just for special ed students, right? Anybody could go to see you.
So so it's a bit different because sometimes a lot of people think that like I'm the school counselor, um, which a lot of what the school counselor does is in, what I do. But my main thing is I work with the special ed students. I do the cognitive testing,
Okay.
just how
Okay.
they like their intellectual functioning. Um, and in New Jersey, I also kind of act as a learning consultant too, where I do the academic testing too. Um,
I got it.
yeah. So it's not
That
just
makes perfect sense now.
counseling.
I think I know who the counselor was. I just didn't know that she was the counselor. I got
Mhm.
it now.
And it also really
Okay.
depends on the school. Like a lot of schools, the school psychologist is strictly testing. Some
Mhm.
schools they do a little bit of both. And luckily at my school, I can do a little bit of both.
Nice. That is so nice to know.
Hmm.
I listen, I learned something. We've been on here for what, 10 minutes and I done learned something. Interesting. So how do you now I know how you wanted to do it. What keeps you motivated to continue to do it? And is it like I can imagine how difficult it must be dealing with the most challenged students. You know,
Hmm.
we all students are challenged. I don't care how smart they are.
Yeah.
But all students have some. You could be the smartest and the brightest kid, but have a bad home life.
Hmm.
You know, so what keeps you there?
It's really like the kids, it's really
That's awesome.
who they are. It's my favorite thing about working in a school is being able to have the rapport that I have with my students. And it's not even just like the kids who are on my caseload.
Hmm.
I work with all the kids. I work with the gen ed, I work with the special ed, I work with everyone.
Wow.
So I have a lot of like autonomy in my day where I can just, talk to kids and, catch up with them, see what they're doing,
Right.
how they're doing. I can go out to recess and hang out with them. I can sit with them in the lunchroom and chat with them. Um, so it's really it's them. It's
I
them
love
that
that.
keeps me grounded and just reminds me, what I do it like who I do it for and what I do it for.
Nice. Okay. I think that's interesting. I remember now I'm sitting here like I think I actually sat with the school counselor, just didn't know it because I had some major anger issues. And one of my teachers made me go talk to this lady. And I'm in this room like, this is weird.
Mhm.
Where'd this room even come from? And why am I here? Kind of
That
thing.
happens to me all the time. They're, like, looking around, like, "Where am I?"
And it
Like
had me at the school counselor and didn't tell me.
yeah,
Ain't that
yeah,
something?
yeah, and then, it's also kinda difficult because when you, like, introduce yourself to the kids, they don't really understand exactly what I do. So
Right.
whenever I have a kid down there, for whatever reason, I typically just tell them, this is the child study team. This is where the kids come sometimes.
Yep.
They might need a
Child
break,
study team.
or they might, be upset and they need somebody to talk to, or, just any feeling that they're feeling that they need to talk to somebody about it, or they need to just take a break from class. This is where you go. And
Got it.
that's enough for them.
See, if you would have started with the child study team, I would have had less questions.
Oh,
Everybody know what you
yeah, child study team.
got
Me.
it. Wow. Okay, and it's interesting that they call it that. Is that just what they call it all over? Is the child study team? Is that's just the
Yeah.
name of it?
So the
Nice.
child study team's
Okay, I know
father.
exactly where it was, and yeah, we
Hmm.
should probably start this episode all over because I got it now.
Rewind.
I know. I'm good. Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
And you actually love it. I can tell that you really love it.
Oh, I love it. And, like, not only do I love the kids, but, like, I love the school that I work at. Like, I love
Nice.
my coworkers. I love, you know, everyone at the school. I love the environment. So I just love every part of it.
I'm sorry for the face. I just had the
Oh,
thing. This thing, I'm trying to figure it out. I'll be sitting here and do something, and then
do
it just
this.
put the thumbs down emoji up, and I did not give you a thumbs down. I promise.
It's
I
okay.
don't know what's going on.
I
I think
figured.
that's really interesting, Brandy, and I wanted to take out the time to tell you thank you for the work that you do. It is very important. It is very, very important, the work
Mhm.
that you do, and it does not. I'm sure some days it feels like it goes unnoticed, but it doesn't because you're making a difference for our kids, and
Thank you.
we
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Mhm.
Woo-hoo. So, what's going on with this depression?
Yeah.
What do
It's
you think?
so, when I was thinking about it, this topic it's important to me because
Yeah,
seeing how depression can show up in, like, a lot of different ways in this
yeah.
that I work with, um,
Mhm.
and people, that I care about, my own experiences with mental health. I think a lot of people suffer in silence. A lot
You
of them.
keep going. Yes,
And I feel
most.
like they hold it all together, and, I just kinda wanna be part of breaking that silence, you know? It matters to me that people know that it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to get help, and, that they're not alone.
I think it matters that people know, one, that it's okay to be sad,
Yep.
and two, it's okay to not be okay,
Mhm.
especially the times that we live in now.
Mhm.
Um, I saw a huge adjustment, a huge dump or decline during COVID with a lot of people that are normally strong.
Mhm.
And it just came out. It was like, wow, this person's usually got it all together, and this person usually got it all together. And if they're falling apart, what about the rest of us? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like, if you keep quiet, I think that's where more pain comes from.
Mhm.
Um, so when you talk about breaking the silence, I think that is so good.
Mhm.
And if we can get to a place where we can help people understand, let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not just let's sit back and say nothing. No, let's talk about that. Let's not sweep over it and act like nothing's going on and keep going and create activities to do. No, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Because if we don't, look at me sounding like a psychologist. If we don't, it's it's gonna be a trigger, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as you think you're going la di da, something happens and you're right back at it again.
Mhm.
So how do we break the silence?
Right. And I feel like I will say, I feel like we're getting better with it, right? We're getting
Okay.
better with speaking on it, and we're making it more normalized now
Right.
than I would say, um, you know, back in my mom's generation and things like that. It's
Child. Ain't
it's
nobody talk about depression back then.
mhm. at all. And I feel like not only are we making it more important, but we're also making it like more important in the schools too. Um, there's a lot more resources, a lot more funding that is going into like the mental health world. And I think it's important that we really take advantage of that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, when I was thinking about depression, I feel like there's this kind of misconception when it comes to like sadness and
Mm-hmm.
depression. Um, because sadness sometimes is temporary, right? Like, or sometimes sadness is, tied to a situation.
Yeah.
Where depression, it kind of lingers. It affects your ability to function. It can look like numbness. It can look like, exhaustion,
Mm.
irritability. So I think it's important to first, before we, jump to how we break it, well, what does it look like?
Mm.
What are the signs of it? Um, and I feel like the signs, are, common withdrawal, losing interest in activities that you typically would be interested in,
Wow.
mm, daily tasks that might feel heavy. You're feeling like you're just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think it's really interesting, and people, I think, are starting to realize, but people may still appear to be happy, still appear to be successful, or look fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like those are signs to notice. If you think about, example,
Wow.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Um, I was
Yeah.
doing my research, found out that, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock,
Yeah.
he struggles with it too. So you think about those people who are always happy and,
Wow.
always comedic and, they look fine, they're successful. They're dealing with it too.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know that about the rock.
No, I didn't know either.
Wow. Okay. And I agree with you. Um, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like that's interesting. We have to figure out what it is.
Mhm.
But so many people are so good at hiding it.
Oh, 100%.
And I think the more attention we give it, sometimes, and I say this respectfully and carefully, but I think sometimes people use it as a weapon. They
Mhm.
weaponize and then start accusing instead of taking, and I might be explaining this the wrong way that I'm thinking, because everything is not depression.
Mhm.
It's a situation that you got to deal with.
Mhm.
You might just need to go apologize to a few people and you're going to feel better.
Exactly.
You might need to make a few corrections and you'll feel
Exactly.
better. You might
Yeah.
need to say, Lord, I surrender, and you might feel better. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But if you've done all those things and you're still going through what you're going through, okay.
Yeah, then let's look at it.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of, like, what people see versus what I feel.
Right.
Um, so I'll be transparent, I struggle with anxiety a lot. Um, so what people see from me sometimes is, I'm good at planning, but what I feel is like I need to be prepared for if this happens, if this happens, if this happens.
Right.
People see that I'm super helpful, but what I feel sometimes is if I say no, people will think I don't care about them.
Mm.
So the same with depression. Um, there's things that people see. You show up to work, maybe you're in school, getting your master's or your bachelor's. You're hanging out with friends. You're still functioning. You know, but inside, you might feel numb or you're forcing yourself to keep going.
Wow.
Um, on the outside, it might look like, you're doing those daily normal routines that you typically do, but inside, every task feels exhausting. That's how
Mm.
sometimes depression can be different as far as like what people see versus what you feel.
Right.
I think it's important, for us and, for, people who have people in their lives that deal with it, or you have students like who might be dealing with it, it's important to check in and have honest conversations about it.
Honest conversations would look like just listening, or are we giving some positive feedback?
Well, I would say that it's number one, being present and listening,
Mm-hmm.
listening more, because sometimes if you give people the space to talk, they will. There is also sometimes instances where, you know, these these conversations are uncomfortable, right? So you think
Mm-hmm.
that if you keep talking, it's making it better, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have to listen more than you
Right.
talk. You know, sometimes you have to listen more than trying to focus on how you can fix it for
Fix it. Right. Right.
um, and then just, like, trying to avoid minimizing, people's feelings, like, because sometimes people be like, "Oh, well, it could always be worse," or, "Just be positive," like, easier said than done sometimes, and you think you're helping, you think
Yeah.
you're doing what you feel like is best, but, sometimes that's
Yikes.
not always the case.
I am a habitual offender of people with stuff because I'm like, child, if you don't go pray, you're going to be fine. Like
Uh,
for instance, if I can say this, if
mhm,
if somebody tells me they have anxiety,
mhm,
I will always give a scripture for that. And then
mhm,
if you say it's because I'm afraid that people will think, and then I'll be like, well, that's their problem, not yours. So why are you in people's problems? Like, I'm that person. So
mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna work on that
Yeah,
because for me, some things come easy for me. I am more. I can't even explain. I think as a child, I've dealt with so much.
mhm,
So much was dumped on me as a child, and people would probably be like, "Yeah, right." But
mhm,
a lot of things, a lot of people, what a lot of people don't know about me and my family is that it was. When I say rough, I'm not talking about the regular cute little rough. I'm talking about there were times in my household that there were like 40 people living with us. That
mhm,
is without exaggeration.
mhm,
And I would sit in my space and look around and try to figure out where do I fit in here. So there were times where there were so many people there, kids, adults coming and going because my mom was an orphan. Her mom gave her up at 3 years old
mhm,
um, for adoption to a woman that abused her. So my mom had it bad,
mhm,
and it was her and her sister, my aunt Pat, who was younger. But my grandmother gave them both up for adoption. But my aunt, they were separated. My mom went one way, and my aunt went another. And my mom was terribly abused by this house that she lived in.
mhm,
So she never got the healing that she needed from that.
mhm.
So she brought that to her family and her kids. And when somebody needed a place to stay, guess where they stayed?
Your house.
Yeah, yeah. So it would be people. It was insane.
Mhm,
And so it made me like I would get so if some people maybe I do need therapy. But I'm fixed now though. I would get so angry if I had a pen and I would come home and I left my pen like this and I came home and it was like this, I'm going off because
mhm,
somebody touched my stuff.
mhm,
Who touched my stuff? So
mhm,
it's like everybody deals with things different.
mhm,
And I guess where I'm going with it is like I had to learn how to deal because if in my house if you went off, you end up getting a whooping. So what did I do? Get a whooping
mhm,
because I couldn't control. So it was just like different things that took place in my home. And I even said that I was going to do an episode about it because I didn't even know what I was dealing with.
Mhm.
Some people was dealing with anxiety, others were dealing with depression. I was dealing with anger.
Mhm.
I had another sister. I have 5 sisters. One of them just didn't deal at all. She would go hide.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we all grew up in the same house, but each of us dealt with things different
Definitely, yeah.
because you just never know. Like I said, you could be the smartest kid in school, but you come home to 40 people, and then you got to go to school and deal with that. So it's like you just don't know how to juggle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was always the person like, you know what? If you mad, deal with it. If you sad, deal with it. You're gonna be all right. You know what I'm dealing with? I'll
Mhm.
show you a problem. Come to my house, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think, and so I was kind of what my point was. I had to learn how to not minimize other people's problems or other people's issues.
Yeah. And, like, it's hard, you
Yeah,
know, especially when you're dealing with something that, you know, is very, touching to your heart, and then somebody comes up with something, and then you're just like, "Well, you should see what I'm dealing with." It's
right.
hard. It's hard for us sometimes to just put ourselves in other people's shoes when
Yeah,
shoes are messed up,
right.
you know? And a lot of times
Yes.
when I have students who are, like,
That's so good.
very, very angry or, can't stand this person, can't stand that person, has it, or is having issues, I take a step back because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, well, what happened this morning? Like, what
That part.
how like, let's
Yes.
let's rewind from school.
Yes.
How did your day start?
Yep.
What did you do last
Because
night?"
I had a fight with my brother because he started with me, and then I couldn't find this and I couldn't find that, and my mom hit me, and I didn't even do anything, and now I got to go to school.
Yeah. It all stems from something.
Right.
It all stems from something.
Right. Interesting.
Mhm.
How do you get the kids to talk?
Um, Depends, like, sometimes I have battle boxes, sometimes it's easy, but sometimes it's not as easy, and when I have kids who, like, are having, an issue or, upset or mad, when they come to my office, I try to give them space for a minute, you know? I'll
Right.
have them sit down, I'll be like, "Would you like a fidget? Would you like, Lego, some sand?" You know, have them play with it for a little bit, but I don't immediately, like and I learned this from, someone that I did my internship with, um, who we're really close friends now. Um,
Right.
she's a school counselor, but it just always impressed me because she would have kids come to her office, but she wouldn't immediately talk to them. She would have them sit down, kind of get to that homeostasis,
Yeah.
and then she would talk to them because sometimes you just need, like, a minute.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to, like, play with a fidget. Sometimes you just need to step outside of wherever you're at and just kinda reflect. So that's kinda what I do, and I kinda don't, immediately start with whatever the issue is. I just ask them, how their day is. What was the best part of their day? What was, not a good part of their day? What are they doing after school? What do you like to do? Kind of when you come in with that kind of rapport and you seem interested in them
Right.
before you get into, like, that kind of things, it helps. It helps them talk and helps them feel comfortable with talking to you, and, you know, sometimes I'm just a complete stranger to them.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we make that rapport, and then they see me in the hallway, and they're like, "Hey," like
Oh,
or I get the ones
love
that
that.
come to my office every day, and I'm like, "Not every day, okay?"
What about, thinking about back in the day, the parents that have a problem with the kids coming to talk to you? Do you deal with that a lot?
Um, Not as much as you would think,
Okay.
but there are some parents that don't want you to speak to their kid, and, I mean, at that point, there's really you can't because that's what
Okay.
they're asking. But, the kids know that we're there for them and they know it's a safe space, so if it gets to a point where you have to, then you have to.
Right.
But,
Right.
um, other
Hmm.
than we kinda just go with whatever the parent
Okay.
allows.
So so where depression comes in, and we're just bringing awareness, right?
Mhm.
It's depression awareness. How do we stay aware and not just forget when it comes, like September was suicide awareness, now it's October, depression awareness. And December is going to come, and it's going to be Christmas, and people are going to think about the loved ones that they lost and the things they had and don't have, breakups and divorces or whatever. Somebody passed away. And like for me, December is really tough because my dad passed December 16th of 2008, and my mom passed December 16th of 2023. And that, can you imagine my big family? We always get together for Christmas, Thanksgiving, like the holidays are the thing.
Mhm.
And I've already made up in my mind that I'm not going to plan every year to be depressed around the holidays, because that's not what mom and dad would want, right? But what
Mhm.
about the people that can't bring themselves out of that? That's where you find most, I guess, in my unprofessional opinion, a lot of times where people are the most depressed.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people who also, like, deal with depression, and maybe it is those certain times of the year that they know is the hardest for them. I
Mm.
It's kind of like you kinda have to prepare for it. You have to have
Hmm.
those you have to have your coping toolbox ready
Right. Oh, that's
because
good.
ready or not, here it comes,
It's
right?
coming.
It's gonna be
Coping
there,
toolbox.
it's inevitable sometimes, um, but use that coping toolbox, right? I always say when it comes to coping and trying to figure out what strategies to work and what do I do and how do I stay ready, start small, go outside, make sure you're eating, make sure you're drinking water, journal. Um,
Mm.
Journal if that's what, works for you. I like to say, pray, pray honestly, not
Yeah.
perfectly. I think
Ooh.
I had a hard time initially kind of using that as a tool because I always felt like when I pray, I have to pray right.
Right. Oh.
Like, I have to make sure that it sounds right, making sense or,
Yeah.
said in
Oh,
a
I like that.
it's
I
said in a
got
way
you.
that is, good to the Lord kind of thing. But I learned that that's not the case, like,
Nope.
God just wants you to pray.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I would tell him, I'm
yeah,
scared. Lord, I'm scared. I'm weak. I need you. I don't know what to do. Be honest.
yeah,
I
be hon
messed up.
it doesn't have to be super scripted and beautiful,
Yeah.
big words and, you know, powerful words, just pray honestly.
Yeah. That's
And
good.
when that time comes, don't isolate yourself.
Mm.
Sometimes that happens. It's the holidays, it's Christmas time. I know people are gonna be inviting me to things, and not that you have to go to everything and you have to do
Right.
everything and be a part of everything, but you have to actively not isolate yourself, even if you reach out to a close friend, with a small message, "Hey, like, what's going on? Just checking in.
Yeah.
Um, what are you doing this Friday?" Or,
Yeah.
healing isn't linear. It's one of my favorite things, healing isn't linear. Some days are gonna be good, some days are gonna be bad, some months
Hmm.
are good, some months are gonna be bad. It's just a work in progress.
And you got to keep going.
And you just have to keep going. There's no other,
Got to
you
keep going.
keep going.
I could talk to you all day. I'll tell my daughter real quick because we're going to wrap it up, and I'm gonna let you give some closing remarks.
Mhm.
This is really good. I tell my daughter she has a therapist that she talks to,
Mhm.
and I'm like, how does a person just sit all day and listen to other people's problems? I would be depressed. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm going to chime in a little bit and tell you about my stuff too. We
Yeah.
got to share this.
Right.
And my daughter's like, she said, I don't know if she's married. I don't know if she got kids. I don't know where she lives. I don't know nothing about that woman. She said she just sits and listens. I'm like, that has to be depressing.
Well, and it might, but for some people, it might be healing. You know.
Well, I guess so because she could be like, well, I don't have her issues.
Or there's a healing part that he knows that I'm talking to this person because I'm helping them through something, and that's healing for me.
That's good. Oh, you are wise and young. That's really good. I
Mhm.
wrote down a few things that you said. I like that we can't silence it. We got to talk about it. Um, that's one of the main problems, the silence, and we have to get people to talk about it. You
Mhm.
deal with kids, but a lot of kids turn into adults,
Mhm.
and if these things don't get fixed while they're kids, it's just going to keep going, and that it's harder to fix. You know?
Yeah.
Wow. I think you think I think about my parents, and I'm like, man, I wish they had got therapy. It wasn't available to them,
Mhm.
so I thank God it is now.
Yeah.
They made don't feel sorry for them. They made out fine. They had 7 kids that took very good care of them.
Mm.
They did. My parents were wonderful, and I'm blessed to have had them. I really am. They made a lot of mistakes, but so do I. You know,
Mhm.
while being human.
Yeah.
This was good. I don't even think that we scratched the surface on depression, and I don't think we ever will. But at least we're talking about it, right? We're
That's
gonna
the
keep
first
talking
step.
about it. Say,
I said that's the first step.
yep,
Just talk.
talking about it. So give us some closing remarks and some information how we can find you again. I know you did that in the beginning. I don't think I asked you one question on this paper, but that's okay. We got it. I got it. I got it all out. So give us some closing remarks and yeah, take us home.
Yeah, I think just one of the important things that I want to leave with is just being able for people to learn how to cope. I think we talked about a couple of those ways.
Yes,
Another way is, sometimes we have to seek help. Nothing's wrong with that.
that's right.
Doesn't mean you're weak. It shows that you're strong. So therapy is a great resource that we have now. There's a lot of therapists out there doing great work, like we said.
Yes.
Your daughter, for myself, I see a
Mm-hmm.
therapist. There's a lot of support lines that are available, and not only that, but sometimes we kind of forget we have people in our corner.
That's
We
right.
forget that we have people that we could talk to. So even your friends, and I like to, especially when it comes to faith and things like that. Um, Sometimes that really works for people. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes that can bring things out of people, and faith can support healing, but let's also remember professional help is okay alongside
Yes.
that. Uh,
Jesus in therapy.
Jesus in therapy.
Yes. For sure.
JT.
For sure.
JT.
Yes. Oh, that's good. It's just seriously.
The
They
dynamic
can go
duo.
together.
Yeah, you don't it's not one or the other. It's, let me use all the tools that I can to help myself. Um, because God is always with us, and
Yep.
he's there, but it doesn't hurt to take that extra step if you need it. Um,
Right.
so I want that to be just something that's important that people know. You're not alone. Just because you're dealing with mental health issues doesn't mean you're broken,
Or
um,
crazy.
or crazy or any other those stereotypes
Yeah.
that people might try to put on you. You're
That's
human,
that's
and
right.
um, we're all human, and we all are dealing with our own things.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. I was telling, my daughter's 19 now. She's the baby. And when she has quite a few illnesses, and when her doctor said, Mom, I think it's time for her to talk to somebody. And I was like, listen, we got Jesus. She gonna be fine. Then I went home and I thought about it. And I said, when she had this problem, I took her to that doctor. When she had that problem, I took her to that doctor. So I take her to all these doctors. And now she has this thing going on that I can't fix. So there's doctors for it.
Mm-hmm.
So why not go to the doctor that can fix it? Because we have a heart doctor and an eye doctor and an ear doctor and a brain that we have all, and the heart doctor don't know what's wrong with the lungs, and the eye doctor don't know what's wrong with it. So use your resources.
Absolutely.
And that's how I thought about it. I was like, we're going to make the appointment. And she has been talking to this therapist for, probably three years.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And one time I said to her, see, this is where I need to work. I said, how long are you going to be talking to this lady? She was like, Mom, therapy is ongoing. And I was like, but for how long? When are we going to wrap this up?
Right.
It's like, Mom, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, listen, my bad. I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's different for people. Like, I've started and stopped and,
Yeah.
felt good and then was like, I think I need to go back,
Yeah.
Like you said, healing isn't linear. What we do isn't
Keeps going.
It keeps going. It's up, it's
Yeah.
down, whatever you need to do to feel better and to keep moving forward is what you have to do. So that's great that you kind of recognize that for your daughter,
Yeah.
because you think, like, if I broke my leg, I'm going to go to the doctor.
Surely.
Right? Well, if I'm not feeling right in my heart and in my mind, I might need some extra help.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they have people that know what they're doing. And clearly it wasn't me.
Got people going to school for it.
That's right. That's right. And when you talk about Jesus and therapy, my pastor is not a therapist. I go to my pastor for spiritual guidance.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't go to my pastor for, now I do, me personally, this is where I don't fit in that circle, because some people don't feel like they can talk to their pastor about these things,
Yeah.
Because when you're going through something, there are times you don't want to be quoted a scripture.
Yes.
Like, so, and I believe in the scriptures, but not right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you don't believe in God. You don't believe.
No.
And so that I learned how to just. I'm still working on it though. I'll be like, I got a scripture for you.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This was so good and so needed. I appreciate you so much for taking out the time to bring light on this very serious subject. Depression is real. It is real. And don't let anybody minimize it for you. But first, make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do. Sometimes our things are off balance too. We need to go to the doctor, get our checkups, get our blood work done, and make sure everything is right. Make sure everything is right with us, So thank you so much. You already closed out. Once you tell us, you said that the name of your business was BU Events. Can you spell that for us?
Yeah, so BEUYOU events.
Right. I didn't want nobody to go be you. So
yeah. Like Brandi Esters BU events. Yep.
I love that. I love it. Yay. Brandi, you are pretty awesome.
Oh, stop.
You're pretty awesome. You are. You are.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining me tonight. Listen, we are closing out the month of October, everybody. We're going to have my sister Anna coming on. Woo! I love my sister Anna. I love her. She's a 3-time survivor. 3 times.
Awesome.
And still thriving. And we have another therapist coming up as well, because we are going to punch this depression in the face. And we're going to talk about it. We're not going to stay silent. Talk to somebody. We love you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Join me next time right here on the Charlie B Podcast. Charlie B out. Thank you, Brandi. Let me stop recording.